All right, Ashley and baby Dylan. I love this little surprise that we're getting. Nap time will wait. He will make his ET debut.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Well, he's too little to understand everything we're going to talk about. So I feel fine jumping right into where the last episode left off.
Yes, let's get to it.
You walk into Williamsburg, you light a match, you leave.
Let's be very clear. Don't attack my husband.
Yeah.
Because that's something I do not play with.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm looking at you because it was your ass having a conversation with Ashley.
Did you tell her what I said?
Don't with my family.
All right. Sorry. I'll see y'all.
I mean, you said to the camera, this is not how this was supposed to go.
That is not how that was supposed to go. Just not.
What was your
wasn't.
motivation for that?
What did you really expect would happen, though?
Well, honestly, when I brought it to Wendy's attention, I actually initially expected Wendy to be upset with me. I didn't anticipate that she would have all of this animosity toward Gizelle. And I didn't know that there was all of this underneath the surface that Wendy really thought about Gizelle that bubbled and overflowed like some very molten hot lava, okay? I didn't know that.
What's so funny, the life you're living now is exactly God paying you back for all the bullshit you've done. So live in your mother truth, because God is paying your ass back.
It was all really surprising to me. And I was actually a little bit more prepared for Wendy to have a reaction with me, simply because, again, I was not coming from a messy place this time. And I think she understood that. But again, it just was not what I intended for her to be so... I don't even know the word. It was, yeah.
It was
trollish.
It was wild. It was absolutely wild. I mean, very entertaining, but I imagine being there in person, quite alarming. Let's unpack everything you just said. Looking back, do you feel at all set up by Gizelle?
No, I don't feel set up by Gizelle. Usually when Gizelle and I are in the kitchen together, we both know it. You know, we both have our chef hats on. We have our spatulas and our spoons, and we're just the cooking. But this was not that feeling. You know, we were actually like sitting in the restaurant being patrons this time, not cooking up the mess. So I don't think she set me up, because as we know, if Gizelle really wants to shade you, if she really wants to throw you under the bus, she will have absolutely no problem doing so, okay?
I was gonna say, Gizelle usually does the bidding herself. She doesn't often send someone else to take care of things she wants done. I still am a little lost in this logic of, there are rumors Eddie is cheating on Wendy, so she got a whole new body to shut down the rumors. To me, it's more, she saw herself on TV and wanted to upgrade herself. That's where my head is at.
Okay, I think I could see that for sure. I think that throughout the episode so far, we have seen that there has been and like with any couple, especially during this pandemic, there's just been some rockiness between Eddie and Wendy.
Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? You've reached your goals?
No.
I really don't think that it was too much of a shot in the dark myself.
Okay. Do you really think Gizelle had Wendy's best interest in mind in bringing this up? Or was it a malicious attack, as Wendy is saying it is? Or is it somewhere in between?
Like I said, if Gizelle really wanted to be malicious, if she really wanted to shade Eddie, I guarantee you she would have had the one-liners coming left, right, and center that would have landed dead on. So I'm not going to say it was malicious. I think Wendy should know enough in this group that if we really do want to be malicious toward you, if there are people who want to really say underhanded things, i.e. Candiace, then they have no problem doing so. So I felt like it was an overreaction, and I felt like there was more to her story, not to that story, but to her story than she was letting on in that moment.
Okay, so it's, your feeling is something else is bubbling under Wendy's surface. That this is what's coming out, and it's maybe misdirected.
Yes.
She fired off read after read, dig after dig at Gizelle.
If you want to go,
Wendy,
we can get it poppin'. We can get it poppin'. No, I knew Jamal before I came on this show. We're not talking about blogging no more, baby girl. Imagine being with a man that consistently cheats on you all the time and sleeps around all of Baltimore, and everyone knows it, but you continuously be with this person and think he's worthy enough to bring him around your daughters. Like, you know how low of a self-esteem you have to have?
Did that feel like that was planned and rehearsed to you, or did it feel like, oh, she's just going off and this is what's popping into her head?
Well, Bryce, let's say you're not just going to rattle off all of these really hateful and cut to the white meat remarks so quickly, unless there's something that you have been thinking about or some other feelings that you have been having. I just don't think that it is a natural reaction right off the cuff to go so deep, so hard, so fast.
I mean, I left that episode in a bit of shock. I think you left the house in a bit of shock. What did you make of Candiace following you into the kitchen to confront you?
Why are you bringing that into the group?
It's online.
Leave it online then.
First of all, I don't believe in talking behind each other's backs. I've tried that. It never works out. If you're talking about something that you know someone is going to hear about, as soon as you can, just take it to the person. And so that's what I did. For Candiace to have such a harsh reaction, first of all, again, I don't think her issue with me was about what I said. It was more so the other things that she has about me that she's been carrying for the last 4 years. And she just was looking for an opportunity to explode. I think compacting that is the fact that I'm still friends with Monique and how I handled the situation and supported my friend last year, which probably does still sting for her a little bit. But for her to use that as an opportunity and for it to be that the time that she decides to condemn me after all the things she has said, it was just real golden. I mean, Lord have mercy, was it golden?
And I spoke to her within the last couple of weeks, and she did say the Monique thing stings. The crux of her issue is that she came on the show as your friend, and she felt you didn't support her in that first season.
Okay, well, I don't know if Candiace recalls, but she left me high and dry as soon as she and Monique sat down in my restaurant. I didn't know that it was that she felt I didn't support her, because also she's never actually said anything like that to me, ever. Like, that sort of vulnerability she's never had with me. That's one of my biggest problems with her, is she doesn't know how to just be vulnerable, be a real human, just be a person and tell me how you really feel. And she hides her insecurities with insults. And I can't really be friends with someone like that who doesn't know how to just be frank with me and be open.
Unless I missed you, I don't believe you are in the Drive Back music video.
No, I mean, I had a baby at home, and she didn't invite me, and I'm not surprised. I have no issues with her fulfilling her dream and doing her thing. I don't feel slighted. I didn't feel left out. I was actually quite content and happy, and probably, you know, had this baby latched to me. So I'm fine.
You were busy living out your dream.
Yes, the life I created.
To go back to the kitchen moment, what stuck out to me is Candiace says, if it's on a blog, leave it online. And you said to her,
I have never brought anything from a motherfucking blog to you.
You
but
just
the fact that you would bring that into the tells me what I need to know about you. Take your milk and get the out.
You feed it. You're the culprit. You're the source.
do you believe her to feed stuff to the blogs?
I feel like she has done Instagram lives and she has done other things on social media that have lent themselves to stories being fabricated or just blown out of proportion. So while I don't necessarily think she's a leak as in she's feeding blogs, I think that some of her actions creates more narratives than she wants to take credit for.
Hey, bye, Ashley. Bye, thank you.
You've left Williamsburg, but obviously the conversation continues between Wendy, Gizelle, that whole explosion. Can these two get to a place that's okay, or are you kind of bracing for impact when reunion day comes?
There is definitely no doubt that I will come with some rubber padding, some padding on, because it is going to be full on, full throttle as soon as we get to that reunion. I hope that Andy is ready. I hope that he's got security on standby. Ultimately, and Robin has expressed these sentiments, that it's just more so about Wendy just acknowledging that she is a different person, not just physically. She is carrying herself differently. Her choice of conversation and dialogue is different, not in a bad way. No one says it's bad, but it is different. To be so different and for no one to call it out, then A, I think we'd be fake, and B, we would definitely not be your friends.
Yeah, no, we're definitely seeing a different side to her, and I think the conversation is warranted. Maybe the delivery's been a little wonky. And to me, that changes. She's gone through this process of being on reality TV now. She kind of knows it, and she maybe adjusted herself to things that she thought either she wants to see more of, the viewers want to see more of, like a fourth wall thing.
Well, that hurts me if that's the case, honestly, because one of the reasons I think we are chosen to share our lives on this platform is because we are who we are, because we stand so firm and walk so much in our truth, that I get a little bit concerned, especially after one season, if a person feels that they have to do a whole revamp just so that they can meet the standards of the viewers or whomever, because we're sharing our real lives, our personal lives. You have to have a strong sense of self as soon as you start. And if you don't, you'll just get chewed up. And not spit out, but you'll get chewed up. And I think Wendy's getting the chew right now because she really is not the same person.
Did your letting her in on this conversation and kind of sparking this drama with Gizelle affect your relationship with Wendy? Did it kind of like fall off after that?
I was still really surprised at how she chose to handle the conversation with me. And so that tells me that there's potential for us to be able to have more conversations. But she's not really willing to have a discussion with me that's free of, maliciousness and free of her having this really strong wall up. And I don't know how we can ever make progress.
Maybe some stuff for the couch at reunion.
Yeah, those couches, they work wonders. There is no doubt.
The only thing messier than two boys is me.
Your tagline kind of gives me the answer to this question, but I'll ask anyway. How do you feel about having the label of being messy and a drama starter, a drama causer?
I am not a drama starter. First of all, I just ask the questions that nobody likes, no one wants to hear. And if I give my commentary, I give my commentary, because just like, a-holes, everybody has something to say. So I just share what I have to say. And for people to insinuate or perceive that that means I'm messy, well, then so be it. If me asking someone something, or if me to get to the bottom of the real reason that something is happening, if that makes me messy, then, stamp it on my forehead, because according to Candiace, there's a lot of room up there. So just put it on up there and let's keep it moving,
You'll wear it as a badge of honor. Well, someone who also seems to have a lot to say is Mia, who's a bit of a rogue agent. She seems to have no allegiances to anyone except maybe Karen.
Yes.
She goes, well, if you're gonna be a weak bitch, then you don't belong here.
She said a weak bitch.
Something along that line.
I would love for you to explain to me why the moment I left the house, you said she's a weak bitch.
Who said that?
When did she say that? You did.
What was it like to experience that? Because it had to have been every time the group was together, it was like, who is this woman? Because she... Yes.
I mean, talk about the wonkiest game of telephone you will ever play. She just she definitely changed how we interact with each other. And because, one of the reasons that we have had arguments is because there has been misinterpretations or delivery of information that's been very skewed or just plain wrong.
Right.
That has caused so many problems. I actually thought Mia would not fit with the group, but to my surprise, one of the things I appreciate about Mia is just as much as she's messy and crazy, she's very loving and she is very encouraging. So she's kind of like that Sour Patch Kid, like the commercials, like sour than sweet. That is definitely Mia to a T.
What I've gathered, she'll turn her sights on you, but she will own that she did it. She's not going to ignore the fact or try to play like she didn't do the thing she did, which I think is appreciated.
Yes.
Do her sights turn on you at any point this season? Do you two get into it?
Well, they arise.
So yes.
They arise, and they rise. What I appreciate is how things happen later and how they play out in the aftermath. So that's why I can say that even if we don't necessarily always agree or we have points of contention, I do get down with how Mia handles things afterward.
You are in the crossfire of the salad toss.
Yes.
How unexpected was that exchange between Mia and Candiace?
Everything is going so smoothly. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. It was like a bomb went off and literally like salad is being hurled through the air. And then not just salads, like something breaks, like some like dish or something. I mean, flying dishes, flying salad. It was just nuts. And I literally had no idea what was going on. I mean, I was really just trying to get a beer ultimately, and everyone else was like, I was just trying to have a good time. I'm away from my kid, and I just want to have some beer or something, chill.
You'll be kind of watching back. That's the second cast trip and filling in the gaps there as you wait for your beer. Has Corona not reached out for a sponsorship yet? What's it going to take?
No, Corona hasn't reached out for a sponsorship. Maybe down the road, but I think, if a mom can imbibe and catch a vibe every time, then she should have a little bit every now and again. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, no, Corona, they haven't really reached out to me yet. Maybe in the
vibe
future.
And catch a vibe. You got to make some merch with that.
I'm actually quite drunk now from these 2 beers. So
what is it about Corona that you love so much? When did this love affair start, and why is that the drink of choice?
So completely honest, I started drinking Coronas when I met Michael. Granted, I met Michael when I was 23 years old. So I was, I'd only been drinking for 2 years, we shall say. And so I didn't really have an affinity for beer yet. I was really a tequila and wine drinker. And then after we started dating and he would order them all the time, I realized how good they were. They're just so refreshing and not too hoppy and just a perfectly balanced, refreshing beer. I'm actually salivating at the thought of it right now, which is, I don't know what that says about me. I love that beer.
you have Corona Light? Yes. Yes! You love me.